AITA for refusing to let my sister move back in with me. So, here's the deal. I, 32, bought my house 5 years ago. It's a modest place, but it's mine, and I worked my butt off to afford it. My sister, Sarah, 28F, moved in with me about 2 years ago after her relationship with her ex imploded. At the time, I thought it was the right thing to do. She's my sister, and I wanted to help her get back on her feet. The plan was for her to stay for 6 months, tops. I told her she didn't need to pay rent, but I asked her to contribute to groceries and utilities. At first, it was fine. She was helpful around the house and seemed genuinely grateful. But as time went on, she became comfortable. She stopped helping with chores, rarely paid for groceries, and when I asked about her plan to move out, she'd get defensive and claim she was working on it. A year passed, and I was getting frustrated. I tried to set clear deadlines, but she'd always find a way to wiggle out of them. Eventually, I had to give her an ultimatum. She had 3 months to find her own place. To my surprise, she did, and she moved out last summer. It was a huge relief, and I finally felt like I had my home back. Fast forward to last month. Sarah called me in tears. She'd lost her job and couldn't afford rent. She asked if she could move back in with me, just for a little while. My gut reaction was to say no. I'd been burned before and I didn't want to go through that again, but she's my sister, and I felt guilty. I told her I needed time to think about it. I spoke to some friends and family about the situation. Reactions were mixed. Some said I should help her because family is family. Others warned me not to let her take advantage of me again. I decided to lay down some ground rules before agreeing. I told Sarah that if she moved back in, she'd need to pay a small amount of rent, help with chores, and stick to a strict timeline for moving out. She blew up at me, saying I was being heartless and treating her like a stranger. She said she's my sister and shouldn't have to pay to live with family. That's when I put my foot down and said no. If she wasn't willing to respect my boundaries, I couldn't let her move back in. Sarah accused me of being selfish and said I was abandoning her in her time of need. She's been telling our family that I'm a terrible sister, and now some of them are siding with her. My parents are especially upset, saying I'm prioritizing my comfort over family. They've offered to mediate, but I don't see how that's necessary. It's my house, my rules, right? Now I'm questioning myself. Am I being too harsh? Should I have given her another chance? I'm worried I've strained my relationship with Sarah and possibly the rest of my family beyond repair. But at the same time, I can't shake the feeling that if I cave now, I'll just end up in the same miserable situation as before. So, Reddit, AITA, for refusing to let my sister move back in with me?